Target these 5 kickers in your fantasy drafts. Number 1 on the list is Brandon Aubrey. Fresh off of his second consecutive top 2 finish, I think it's safe to say that Aubrey has the biggest leg in the league. His 47 attempts were the most, as were his 17 tries from beyond 50. He made all of his extra points, and he was the only kicker to make multiple kicks from beyond 60. Now his accuracy did drop a bit from his rookie season, dipping nearly 10%, but when you consider that 2 of his misses were from beyond 60, it changes the equation. I think last year showed that he is matchup proof and will remain a heavy part of the game plan week in and week out. And given his range, along with the fact that Dallas will play half of their games indoors, he should continue to see plenty of opportunities from beyond 50 and could very well pace the league in field goal attempts again. He's all but certain to be the first kicker off of the board, so if you highly value kickers, you may have to reach for him as early as the 13th or 14th round in snake drafts. Number 2 on the list is Chris Boswell. Boswell was a pleasant surprise last year, finishing as the number 1 scoring kicker in fantasy. He made 41 of his 44 attempts, breaking his own franchise record in the process. He also made all 35 of his extra points and made 6 field goals on 2 occasions. What's more is that he also made 13 kicks from between 50 to 59 yards. Also a league best. This is the guy that's been pretty consistent for his career. He's made 88% of his attempts, the 4th best all time, and with Aaron Rodgers not being what he once was, I expect the Steelers to continue playing things conservatively, taking points when available and relying on their defense to win games, which should result in Boswell's number being called early and often. Number 3 on the list is Cameron Dicker. While Dicker may not have monster individual weeks, I'm expecting him to be one of the most reliable and consistent kickers this year. Having only missed 6 field goals in his 2.5 years as the starter in LA, he's been near automatic. Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman also seem to have a positive effect on him, as he saw a career-high 42 field goal attempts last year, 9 more than the previous season. With conservative play calling, along with a solid quarterback in Justin Herbert, and a 2-headed monster in Najee Harris and Amari and Hampton, I'm anticipating Dicker to see plenty of opportunities this year. Number 4 on the list is Jake Bates, one of the best stories in the league last year. This guy went from selling bricks to kicking game-winning field goals, one of which was against the team that cut him. Now, were it not for Ben Johnson leaving to take the head coaching job in Chicago, I would have likely been higher on Bates. But I have 2 concerns here. For one, sample size. He's only done it for 1 year, and that makes me a little bit nervous. Secondly, the Lions scored the most touchdowns in the league last year, limiting Bates to 29 field goal attempts, which was tied for 21st. Now, he did make a league-high 64 extra points, but that doesn't present as much upside as some other kickers. Having said all this, I do think new offensive coordinator John Morton will find success. This team has far too many playmakers not to be in the red zone often, and they also play for Dan Campbell, who does not leave points on the table. So at the very least, Bates should provide a stable floor, but being on a high-octane offense, his value could ascend as the season goes on. Number 5 on the list is Kaimi Fairbairn. Despite some struggles, Fairbairn largely returned to form last year, finishing in the top 5 in field goals attempted and made. He also tied Chris Boswell's 13 makes from between 50 to 59 yards, and he just signed a 3-year extension last April, giving him more job security than most kickers. I also really like that the Texans played 12 games indoors this year, the second most. And even with questions at pass protection and with their wide receiving core, I expect CJ Stroud to bounce back this year, and for Fairbairn to be a beneficiary. As an honorable mention, I want to talk about Daniel Carlson. He made the 6th most field goals in the league last year, and is the 5th most accurate kicker of all time. The Raiders also play indoors, and with Pete Carroll now at the helm, I'm expecting their offense to turn things around a bit. On a final note, outside of your top options like Aubrey, I would consider streaming your kickers on a week-to-week basis. Similar to defense, there are a lot of variables that change each week, and you can find some good value on the wire if you pay close attention. Those are the 5 best kickers to target in your fantasy drafts. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know which kickers you think will break out in the comments below.